A couple years ago, my travel baseball team was playing in their first Ripken Experience tournament. It was a big deal for us. See, we tend to play a lot of local tournaments, and this time we were branching out and going to see what we could do against some big time competition from all over. Well, the tournament was being held in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and the whole family decided to go. So we all opted for a large Airbnb that could fit cousins, grandparents, and even some of our friends. The only problem was that we booked an Airbnb that was an hour past Elizabethtown, and so it was going to take quite a while to make it to the field. The morning of our first game, I woke up early to go watch the competition, and so me and my assistant coach / father-in-law headed out from the Airbnb. I set the GPS for what I believed to be the sports park, and we took off. About an hour into the journey, the GPS tells us that we have arrived at our destination, and it sure didn't look like the Ripken Experience sports complex that I had seen on the internet. In fact, we were in the middle of a small town named Elizabeth, Indiana, and there were no baseball fields in sight. And yes, you heard that right. We had driven to Indiana. We were not even in the right state. I finally figured out the mistake that I made and fixed the GPS, and we continued our now 2-hour-long sojourn to the sports complex and arrived just in time for our first game. It was quite the unexpected route, and I wish it could have been shorter and easier, but we ended up making it where we needed to be. It was so frustrating, and on top of all that, I had one of the worst stomach viruses I had ever had, so needless to say, I was having a bad day. Have you ever thought you knew where you were headed and something got in the way, made a wrong turn, made the wrong choice, and it ended up costing you? Well, this is probably what Joseph was feeling in our passage today. God had given him these dreams of greatness, and by the end of the chapter, he's sold into slavery and being hauled away from his family? There's no way that he expected his journey to look like this. He was meant for greatness. Remember the dreams? His brothers were supposed to bow before him, and now he's being sold into slavery and headed to a foreign land? I bet that Joseph probably thought that God was taking a wrong turn. But the beautiful thing about the story of Joseph that we're going to see over the rest of the book of Genesis is that what might seem like a wrong turn in your story could be the very thing that gets you where you need to go. My journey to the sports complex took way longer and was far more frustrating than I expected it to be, but I did end up where I needed to be. So maybe today you feel like you're in a detour or taking the long way around. Don't give up. Stay faithful. God is in charge, and He will get you where you need to be to do all that He has in store for you. If that's hard to believe, just hang with us as we follow Joseph's journey from the pit all the way to the palace.